project. What that means is the final 3 phases for completion of this critical project are now funded.
Washington Governor Bob Ferguson in Spokane today to assure Eastern Washington funding is intact for the North Spokane corridor.
Record-breaking temperatures are finally cooling down, but we still see high heat for our Tuesday.
I knew where the fire extinguisher, and I just let my instincts take over.
A local bartender sprang into action to put out a fire burning dangerously close to the Spokane Buddhist temple. See the video and hear from the man only on KREM 2. Good evening and thank you for joining us for the KREM 2 Night Report. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Tonight we are hearing from a bartender who jumped into action to put out a fire burning close to the Spokane Buddhist temple. His actions were all caught on camera, and KREM 2's Connor McAvoy has the exclusive story tonight.
Well, right at the intersection of Perry Street and 10th Avenue sits the Spokane Buddhist Temple. Its location proved to be a lucky one for its members after a fire broke out Saturday afternoon, prompting a staff member here at South Prairie Lantern to spring into action. This security video shows the moment when a fire broke out in the side yard of the Spokane Buddhist Temple Saturday afternoon. Spokane firefighters are calling the fire suspicious. It also caught bartender Stephen Vil Olson by surprise. He saw person after person calling 911 to report the fire. He says there was no time to wait.
If I call 911, that's not going to get the Spokane Fire Department here any quicker, so I knew where the fire extinguisher, and I just let my instincts take over.
His actions were also caught on camera. That's him running toward the flame with a fire extinguisher and put out the flames that had burned 2 trees to a crisp. Firefighters arrived shortly after to find the fire was essentially already put out. A relief to the temple's board vice president, J.W. Webb.
So it was probably just a matter of minutes.
He says the situation could have ended much worse. The flames are already too close for comfort.
It wouldn't have been just cutting down a tree with a handsaw. It would have been a whole nother ordeal. Yeah, so we're very, very grateful for him.
As for Vil Olson, he went right back to work behind the bar, serving customers.
As soon as I put out the fire, I just went straight back to my tables and just acted like nothing happened.
But his actions didn't go unnoticed. Several members of the temple gifted Vil Olson with a bag of goodies and a thank you card. That's not including a family he waited on during, who watched as he sprang into action. Their little girl made a drawing capturing his act of courage.
It made my heart melt. It was absolutely adorable.
As firefighters continue looking into the fire, Vil Olson hopes his efforts can inspire other people in the community to step up in a time of need.
Do the right thing. That's just how I was raised and by my parents, and it's just when you see something that's bad, you need to step up and take care of it.
Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
New tonight, a wildfire burning near Cle Elum has burned at least 2 homes and charred roughly 60 acres. Crews are calling it the Red Bridge Fire. A level 3 evacuation order is in effect, meaning evacuate now. That includes those living near Red Bridge and all residences north and east of the Teanaway River. 50 structures are threatened right now. Video shows flames on a hillside and massive plumes of smoke filling the sky. DNR says it's fighting that fire from the ground and from the air. Spokane police spent today investigating 2 fires that started near the Spokane Memorial Gardens on Cheney-Spokane Road early this morning. The fire department says the second fire started about a mile away from the first. Fire crews quickly knocked down both. Investigators are trying to determine if those fires were intentionally set. All right, anytime we are talking wildfires, the weather is critically important. Today, we saw temperatures climb into the mid-90s. KREM 2's Regan Galloway in for Jeremy tonight with more on this record-breaking weather today. Regan?
Yeah, Mark, it was so hot today, anywhere from 95 to 105 degrees across both central and eastern Washington. And right now it's 10 o'clock and it's still 84 degrees outside in Spokane. So it is still very warm. Those flowers might need some more water if you've got any deer plants outside. But let's look at those forecast highs today, just to kind of look back at what our day looked like. For Spokane, that was about 95 degrees. And then over in the Tri-Cities area, 105. Let's look at Coeur d'Alene 93 and down in Lewiston 103, or excuse me, Coeur d'Alene 93 and Lewiston 103. So A very hot day, and we definitely went above our record high for Monday on this June 9th. It was 93 record, today 95, and tomorrow it is forecasted to also be record breaking as well with 93 degrees. So still going to be hot. Now we are going to be dwindling down throughout the week. It is going to get cooler, and we're going to see high 70s for later in the week, but still going to be very hot. So we want to make sure that we keep safe, we keep our pets safe, we keep ourselves safe, we take care of ourselves by drinking water, getting that AC, all those things. So we're going to talk more about all of our alerts coming up after the break.
All right, sounds good, Regan. We'll check back in with you later in the broadcast. We now know the 3 Decker sisters died by suffocation. That's according to a report from the medical examiner. Their bodies were found 1 week ago at a campsite near Leavenworth. Their father, Travis Decker, has been charged with their murders, but he remains on the run tonight. A manhunt still underway for Decker right now. And just into our studio, the Chelan County Sheriff's Office says law enforcement is searching an area just south of Leavenworth around Ingalls Creek. They're asking people living there to secure their homes and vehicles, stay alert, and report any suspicious activity. The Sheriff's Office has now handed over command to federal authorities. Meantime, the encampment's back open after being shut down for days during the manhunt. Several trails are also reopening. There is a $20,000 reward for information that leads to the arrest of Decker. If you see him, police say do not approach. Instead, call 911. Los Angeles remains on edge on day 4 of protesters taking to the streets over recent immigration raids. Today, California's Attorney General said he is suing the Trump administration for deploying hundreds of National Guard members to Los Angeles over the weekend, a move he called unlawful. President Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, has threatened to arrest anyone who obstructs the administration's immigration enforcement effort, including California Governor Gavin Newsom. The governor called reports of 700 Marines being mobilized, quote, unwarranted. Tonight, the Department of Defense announced over social media it is mobilizing an additional 2,000 members of the California National Guard to be called into federal service to support ICE. Washington governor made a stop in Spokane today to talk about the future of the North Spokane corridor, what he had to say. But first, our night beat is next, including the reason why the South Hills could get a little noisy. KREM 2 News returns in 90 seconds.